Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Let me show you this. Like,
Oh my, wait, careful.
like that's
What the hell?
That's not quite right. Okay. Great, well, you're gonna need to fix that one. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Matt.
What are we driving today?
Oh, it's a bloody tank.
Look, they've got some bugs to figure out with this thing, Jacob. But frankly, I think literally every other manufacturer should be scared. It's like an RIP to everything else, because this thing, top of the range at 51,000 Australian dollars drive away for everything that you get. It is, seriously, how do other cars price themselves wherever the hell they are?
This thing is no joke.
This has to be like the best value car in the entire world when you consider everything you get with it. That's a huge, huge claim, very bold, as we do here on Car Source.
But we may or may not justify it later.
We will absolutely justify it later, because this thing is a mega off-roader with one of the nicest interiors out there. Literally has every single feature any car has under the sun, pretty much. But we will see, does all of that impact how this thing drives, how quick it is from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour as well? We will test all of that in today's review. And then we'll also give you our final thoughts on the GWM Tank 300 and really why it's so formidable.
Frankly, terrifying.
It is scary, but in a good way. Let's review this thing. Okay, friends, so this thing actually starts at 47 grand. As I said, we have it at 51 grand, but it is just so well equipped. And as always, we have a full written review on our website, carsource.com, to go with this video review. Jacob, let's talk about the exterior looks.
Bro, this thing is sick.
It is so cool. It's got that very in vogue retro modern design to it. So you get things like these rounded headlights here with really cool LED daytime running lights. Pretty bright LEDs as well. And also these daytime running lights are your turning signals. You've also got some fog lights down here that are also cornering lights. So when you turn the steering wheel, they change. That's just really cool attention to detail. Again, feature packed. You've got a massive grille here with the tank badge there. Feel like I just got to give it a punch, Jacob.
Ooh, that was a bit of a thud.
It's a tank.
I think you're the demographic of this car.
I'm so the demographic. I think it looks so sweet. So in other markets, this is just sold as its own brand, like the Tank brand. We will also be getting a Tank 500 in Australia, which is a bigger version of this essentially, but we don't know any details about that yet. Just keep an eye on the channel. Make sure you subscribe.
Oh,
what a
done that for a while.
What a great segue. You've got a big bumper here, very much like you would see on like a Land Cruiser 79 series, but it is plastic because we want to keep pedestrians as safe as possible. You've got a camera there too for your 360 camera. Jacob, this has like the world's highest definition 360 camera.
I think it's honestly the best I've used.
It's insane. Also underneath here, you'll hear this. This thing is based on the GWM Cannon XSR, which means that it is the proper off-roader. And after this, you should definitely go watch our review of that because it's essentially the Ute version of this. You'll also notice those cameras up top. This thing has a really comprehensive safety suite. And if you want to read more about that, head to the article because we go in depth there. Jacob?
Let's check out the side.
Let's check out the side. All right, friend, coming to the side, what do you think?
Bro, it looks exactly like a Hummer.
It really does look like a Hummer. It looks like a Hummer and a Jeep Wrangler had a baby.
They wrangled each other.
Yeah, mummy and daddy were just fighting. You got this orange paint here, which I love, man. I think it looks so cool. You have these huge plastic fenders here, which are just scratchy plastic, but hey, if you're gonna use scratchy plastic, at least use it everywhere, and guess what? They've done that. Here you've got some 18-inch alloy wheels with some admittedly highway terrain tires, but they are Michelin's, which is awesome.
It's great for comfort on the road, but I'm a bit surprised to see those tires on this car.
Yeah, you would think they'd put all-terrains on it, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a plebeian.
We're both plebeians, bro.
Very square side mirror here with, again, a camera for your 360 camera. You have some plastic side steps, but I don't know, I'm 50-50 about these. If you go off-road and a rock hits it, at least it's not gonna dent like metal.
It might crack though.
Might crack. Here. Oh, that's metal. Metal roof rails up there, which is fantastic. It feels a lot sturdier. You've also got some plastic door handles here, but that's meant to feel more rugged, I guess. It does have keyless entry and go, which is really good to see. You've got really tinted privacy glass there, which is, again, fantastic. Also in the back, and we'll come back to this, even though it shares a platform with the Canon Ute, it uses coil sprung suspension in the rear. So theoretically, this should be more comfortable on the road, but we'll come back to that. And otherwise, it's just a big square, man.
Yep, hence the Hummer.
Hence the Hummer. Let's check out the bum.
Let's do it.
And then coming to the bum of the GWM Tank 300, I love it, bro.
It looks so sick from the back.
It looks so cool. I love these tail lights here. They look like they've come straight off a Kia Sorento.
Yeah, I can see that.
You've also got your turning signal in there too. 300 badge over there because it's also the GWM Tank. You combine those, GWM Tank 300. Use your brain, Jacob. All right.
Thanks for the reminder.
You have your full-size spare wheel here with your reverse camera there too. Again, plastic bumper. You've also got a little four-wheel drive badge down there. Almost missed it, Jacob.
In case people weren't aware that this is a
In case you weren't aware that this thing was off-road capable. And because for some reason you asked for it, here's the exhaust sound. Now let's quickly talk about what it can fit inside of its bum. So yeah, love that little push button there. I love these tailgates, even though they're not the most practical because you back it up against a wall and you can't open them all of a sudden, but still, I just think it's so cool.
You're a bit of a weirdo. You know, stand by your preferences.
Okay.
Stand by them.
Okay, mum. Inside though, you get 400 litres of boot space, but it feels like quite a lot more because it's like a perfect square almost. You don't really get any underfloor storage because you have a subwoofer, which frankly, I care more about.
Same.
Because for the longest time, Great Walls have had some of the worst sound systems, and this thing is phenomenal, well, at least comparatively. You can, of course, also drop the rear seats and get even more space in there too. And you have a universal household socket, so that means you can plug in your Australian toaster, your Chinese toaster, your American toaster. Everyone can have their toast.
Whichever way they like it.
But it won't run it though, because it's max 120 watts. But still, it's the thought that counts. Jacob, can we check out the interior, please?
Let's do it.
Alrighty, so stepping on to the interior now of the Great Wall Motor Tank 300. Jacob, how do you like your seats?
I like them real soft,
Yeah,
leather.
Nice.
I think there's a word for that.
Oh yeah, because these are wrapped in some of the best leather out there for car seats, Napa leather, which is at this price point.
In your bloody tank, you get Napa leather.
These seats, let me start with them because Great Wall Motors is leveling up, okay? They have gone from having what I have previously described as some of the most uncomfortable seats out there in some of their cars. This has to be the worst seating position I have ever been in any car except for the Fiat Abarth. To now having some of the most comfortable. Sounds like they're listening to feedback. So these seats are automatic adjusting, including leg support adjustment, which they were missing sorely before. They come out a bit further now. These seats also have lumbar support and massage function. What the... Let's talk about everything you get in here, and there's a lot. And we'll also talk about the four-wheel driving specs as well. Oh, by the way, the seats, Jacob, they're heated and cooled.
You're kidding me.
Let's move on to something else. So, first of all, soft touch materials are absolutely everywhere, down to this diamond quilted leather on the doors. The design itself is actually really interesting and unique. I like it. You've got this, I don't know, tetramatic design here. You've also got a...
What's tetramatic?
I just made that up fully. Moving on, you have grab handles here with exposed screws. That's very in vogue for being a off-roady SUV. Tech in here is just as unbelievable as you would imagine. This has to be one of the snappiest displays in the world. It's really, really good. You can also customize it to your liking. It does have wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Again, it's just super duper snappy. They have put some air conditioning controls down here as well as physical buttons, which is something that we have been asking for from Great Wall and Haval, for example. But you can still do it through this screen as well, and it does bring it up. So I guess there's that. You can also see your drive modes pop up on this screen, but we'll come back to that. Up in front of you is, you guessed it, a screen. This time for your digital instrument cluster, you can customize both the left-hand side and the right-hand side to show a bunch of different information, including a little squiggly line.
Ooh, you know we like our squiggles.
A little squiggly line. But yeah, it shows plenty of information and it's actually responsive. They've also, again, fixed things from like the Canon where you have to hold down the OK button to start adjusting it. They've fixed that. Speaking of steering wheel, oh, this leather steering wheel feels actually really nice to hold in the hands. Guess what, Jacob?
Telescoping.
Bloody telescoping. Thank God. Thank God it's not fixed. It means you can actually get into a really good position when you start to adjust it with your massage seats. 51 grand.
I can't believe we're saying this right now.
I can't believe I'm
Like,
saying
what is this industry?
Listen to this.
Ooh.
These are literally straight out of a Mercedes, down to the ambient lighting in this, which is customizable, that lights up the car at nighttime. It looks really, really cool. By the way, before everyone starts going, oh, unreliable. 7-year warranty, unlimited kilometers, you're covered by law.
And also, how would you know?
How would you know?
Exactly.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Let us know in the comment section down below. You've got a USB-A port here, a USB-C port, a 12-volt socket there as well, with a wireless charger, though that's kind of redundant if you don't have wireless CarPlay, I think. Let's quickly talk about some other features before we get into the off-roady stuff. So you have a glove box here that has a decent amount of space on the inside. The door bins are also a pretty decent size. You've got a little storage area over here, which could have been a cup holder. You've also got a little storage area next to your little leg there, which is good to see.
Yours are anything but little.
Oh, that's very rude. All right, I've got some tree trunks. I can't help it. Here you've got a little storage area, and then you hide it away. You've got a couple of cup holders. I will say it's very deep, so it's a bit of an awkward angle, but still, who really cares? Put that forward, you get plenty of storage in there, and you get a little air vent to help cool your drinks in the warm summer's day, which it's not today, but it feels like it. By the way, Jacob.
Sunroof.
Sunroof.
51 grand. Thanks. That really hurt my ears.
I love you. I like it. I like this car, man. Honestly, I really, really like it.
Really? I couldn't tell.
We were having a debate earlier, by the way. Would you buy this or spend like 10 grand less and get a Suzuki Jimny?
I think we both want this.
I think we both want this. Speaking of Suzuki Jimny, let's talk about the off-roady stuff. After we quickly talk about this shifter, something out of like Alien vs Predator.
I was literally about to say it's an alien head.
Oh, I guess it works. So you have to put the car into full low, but then you can change through all these off-road drive modes. Here, it comes with 5, and you get a little extra one as long as the car's in 4 high, which is this one here, it's snow mode. For those who are wondering, there's a pothole mode.
I was saying we should probably use that all the time here in Australia.
Yeah, look, I think that one might have been lost in translation somewhere. If you want to learn more about this four-wheel drive system, by the way, we've done a pretty comprehensive tour in the GWM Canon XSR, which this shares a lot of its parts with, and that's the off-road focused Canon. So definitely go check that out after this video. We'll link it down below. But you get some really insane off-road tech here. For example, you get off-road cruise control. You get the assisted turning feature, which means it will brake the inside wheels as you're turning to give you a smaller turning circle. You've also got not just a rear locking diff, you've got a front locking diff as well. So that's insane technology already as it is at this price point.
I swear, with the amount of kit that this car comes with, I'm very surprised it's not over 70 grand.
Or more. Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. And you'll see that when you take this thing for a drive. It's just kitted up. Not to mention, even in the center, you get like this nice analog clock with some quick functions here for your heated seats. Would have been better if there was also cooled seats there. But if you want to turn on your cooled seats, or in this case, our heated steering wheel, we've got a quick select button on the steering wheel. And by the way, it's also shaped like a T for tank. I know we keep saying it. It's already a broken record in this video, but Great Wall Motors is leveling up hard. And this is like, I would be so scared right now if I was another competitor.
Yeah, they got to keep up, man.
Also, the Infinity sound system, which sounds pretty decent, not the best in the world, sounds pretty decent though. It has metal covers in both the front and the rear.
It's just quality.
It's just little attention to detail, indicator being on the right-hand side for the Australian market. Little attention to detail like that, I'm really, really appreciating.
Yeah.
Let's check out the back seats.
Let's do it.
Okay, so coming to the back now, Jacob, it's like just as impressive as up front.
I agree.
Nappa leather seats in the back. You do get quite a good amount of support, although I will say, because this is a body on frame construction, really sharing the same platform as a Great Wall Cannon, your legs do sit at a slightly higher angle than I probably would have liked. If these seats were more stadium style and they set up a bit higher, it might be better. Anyway, plenty of legroom, plenty of toe room, heaps of headroom as well. Quality takes a slight hit up here. Everything else though is the diamond quilted leather, metal guards for the sound system. You get a couple of air vents, 2 USB-A ports and a storage area too, with some good map pockets there. Also, you do, like every good off-roader, have these grab handles here, and it's got a little spot at the top where you can hang stuff off it too. Just really smart design.
Yeah, I think the back's good enough.
I think the back is fantastic. All right, Jacob, let's take this thing for a bloody drive.
Let's drive it.
Alrighty, friend, driving the Tank 300. It's surprising, right?
I never thought those words would come out of your mouth.
Yeah, but you, after we didn't get it, because one of you journos stop crashing cars.
You're definitely not watching us right now, but...
Stop crashing cars, you old fart. Anyway, here we are driving the Tank 300. We have what most people will get, which is the petrol version. There is a hybrid version coming, which I'll mention in a second, but let's talk about this one. 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine, which is interesting that you get a turbo petrol here.
Yes.
Puts out 162 kilowatt of power, 380 newton meters of torque, and that all goes through an 8-speed ZF transmission.
That's pretty good.
Like an M3.
Okay.
Let's drop some gears.
Relax.
Well, from the same manufacturer, isn't it?
Ooh.
It's surprisingly quick. Oh, turning a corner here.
Oh my God.
This thing
Is on stilts.
handles like a goat, considering it's a body on frame. It does share a platform, Jacob, with a Great Wall Cannon
XSR.
XSR. So that means we don't get the Great Wall Cannon standard permanent four-wheel drive. Instead, we get the full suite of off-road credentials, which is actually very impressive. But let's come back to this.
Dude, I can't believe how comfortable this thing is on road.
It's extremely comfortable. It's extremely comfortable. The only car, like body on frame car, that I think might even beat this in terms of driving dynamics, the only one, is the bloody Mahindra Scorpio N. with its Australian tune. But this thing is like genuinely really impressive, and we're not even in the proper mode. In fact, we're going to slow down here before we come up to this next twisties. There's like an expert mode, so you've got to press.
You have to confirm.
It's hidden, it says. So we'll put the car in sport mode, steering in sport, and
there's a lot of letters.
I don't know, there's a lot of things on, but we're going to have traction on sport, I suppose. Should we turn it on? I'm turning it on.
Do it.
I don't want to break. I don't want to lose control. It is rear-wheel drive until you put it in four-wheel drive, but you can't do that on sealed surfaces, aka a road. The steering becomes quite significantly heavier.
Oh my God, it felt like we were on two wheels there.
There is definitely body roll, but man, this thing is like genuinely fast.
No, like I'm blown away. I mean, 380 newton meters doesn't sound like a hell of a lot, but it puts it down well.
No, and it's the power, 162 kilowatt. But also, it weighs a lot, but it's not like the heaviest of body on frame. So 2.1 tons thereabouts for this thing. So it genuinely shifts with this turbo petrol. Unfortunately, that does mean that fuel economy is really not the best. We are driving out on country roads here now, and this is just today, 11.1 litres. But around town, you're probably getting closer to like 13, 14 litres per 100 kilometres, because really it's a brick on wheels. Like it's a tank, you know?
If you're getting 13 litres per 100 kilometres in your tank, you're going to be happy.
Yeah, it's probably pretty normal. I'm going to come back to this, but you can see the steering wheel is like...
That was extremely violent.
It's jerking a lot. There is something not right with the calibration of the lane keeping assist, and I've kept it on because a lot of people will.
Yes.
But I'm going to insert a clip now of what happens when you're about 60 kilometers or underneath if you let go of the steering wheel. Like, there's something not quite right with the calibration.
It's a little bit comical, I will say. Jesus. What is going on? Speaking of not right with calibration,
Tickle my little
we're
pickle.
at Saucy Corner.
Tickle it right now. Brake boosting.
Oh! Junted me in the back. I don't even know if that's a word.
Oh, okay. First corner. This is the easier one. Let's go through Saucy bloody Corner.
Holy crap.
Corner 1. Don't lose the rear end.
Still
please.
going? The wheels,
you know
all
what?
4 wheels are still on the ground?
Traction didn't cut in too much. We're gonna have to do the old
Oh,
crossover
God.
though. Come on, baby. Oh,
there we go.
There's traction. There's traction.
What can you bloody expect?
But I still think we went up there pretty damn quick for one of these cars.
I didn't want to look at the speedo, partly because the viewing angle's that bad.
Let me show you this. Like,
Oh, wait, careful.
like that's
What the hell?
That's not quite right. Okay. Great, well, you're gonna need to fix that one. First of all, you're not supposed to take your hands off the steering wheel, so I get it from that perspective. But like, if you do, you can just kind of see what it wants to do. Like, it's fine now,
Is this how AI is going to destroy us all?
but it just, like,
Oh my, it's like rocking the boat.
yeah. It'll disconnect. It'll be like, yeah, something's not right, I'm disconnecting. It's not gonna kill you, but
Yeah, it doesn't feel confidence inspiring.
it's not
but
confidence
let's just say
inspiring.
that.
And you can turn it off if you want to.
Yeah.
Other than that though, I really like the way that this thing drives, man.
I'm wholeheartedly impressed apart from that.
All right, Jacob, let's launch it.
Okay.
All right, friend, it's time to launch the Tank 300 and you are gonna fist me.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, this
So
thing is
talky.
quick.
Whoa.
This is pretty unreal.
Oh, okay, that's better than I was expecting.
That is a lot better than I was expecting. 0 to 100 in 8.84 seconds.
Bloody hell.
This thing is not slow.
No.
All right, Jacob, final thoughts. Alrighty, friend, final thoughts on the GWM Tank 300. Can I be totally honest with you?
Go ahead.
Apart from the whack lane centering, which
That
should-
was hilarious.
probably needs to be fixed, Great Wall, I'm sure it's a software thing, but anyway, apart from that, I am in love with this car. It comes so feature packed, and when you compare it to something like a Mahindra Scorpio N, which to be fair is like 10 grand less, you get, I think, 10 grand more value in this. It is just mind blowing to me how much you get. The interior, the quality, the build, the attention to detail, the way it drives. It's like, honestly, man, it's faultless.
Especially at this price point.
At this price point, keeping that in mind. Really, really good. By the way, I forgot to mention, it comes with a 7-year unlimited kilometer warranty. Again, if you want to read more about our thoughts on this car, head to our website, carsource.com. You're going to want to, because I can't get enough of this.
I think the only reason you wouldn't like this car is brand bias.
You heard it here, probably first.